I have worked for NASA. I have worked for space companies, but being a space consultant is the best job I've ever had, and here's why. Hi, I'm Lara Forsick. I am the founder and executive director of space consulting firm Astrolytical, helping space companies, organizations, and government entities to grow in space. Here is why I love being a space consultant. Number one, the global aspect of my clientele. Space is inherently global. Space affects the whole world, and the whole world has access to space directly or space data. And that means that anybody can work with me and my team to advance their space goals. And that is really exciting because I'm here in the United States, where we are a huge player, the number one player in space in the world. But I love working with other cultures. I love knowing what other cultures are doing, what other countries are doing. And it has been so exciting to help some of these people in countries that are not big space players to grow their space dreams and figure out what their space priorities are. So I absolutely love the fact that all of our clients are remote and therefore they are global. They can be from anywhere, working from any continent. In fact, we've worked with, I want to say 4 continents off the top of my head. Another fun thing about working with all this different clientele is the different perspectives they bring. And it's been different types of businesses, different types of organizations. They all have their different priorities and their different missions. And it's just been so fun to see how people get excited about space, how people use space, where people want to grow in space. And that has just been really invigorating for me. Number 2, the diversity of projects that we get to work on. I have known for a long time that I am not the kind of person who can stick with one job for her entire career. When I was in grad school, I was working on the sub field of high energy astrophysics. It was very in the weeds. And when you're a PhD student, that's what you do. But I knew that that was not my future. I knew that I had interests here and here and here and here and here. Check out my video on how to pick a path if you have too many interests in space. I'll link it here above. So that diversity of projects keeps it exciting. I have worked with companies that are even pre-formation or in the beginnings of their journey as a startup, and they're trying to figure out the market. They're trying to figure out their product and offerings. They're trying to figure out partnerships and competitors. They're trying to figure out where they belong. I have also worked with government agencies from the county level to the federal level and the foreign governments that I worked with to understand their priorities and help them figure out their space activity priorities and funding, and to talk to them about things like spaceport development. And it's just really cool to see how decisions are made at that level. And I have worked with established companies who are trying to claim their place in space, whatever that might look like for them. Number 3, the freedom of direction. And this is because I have such a small company, such a small team. It's really easy for us to pivot. We are so agile. We can go chase whatever is exciting, whatever is new, whatever's in the moment. And of course we have our established expertise, but we can choose to take on new areas that are exciting just like that. And that has been really cool for me to know that if there's an area that I find brand new and exciting and I want to go after it, then I can do that. I've got the freedom to direct my team to go do that. For example, as of this recording, we've been doing a lot of internal research into lunar infrastructure. So things like how do we get around the power grid, internet, all kinds of things that we take for granted but are really important when establishing civilization on the moon. This is internal research that I think is pretty cool, that I think others would find cool too. So we're researching it and putting it out there for you. And number 4, my job is intellectually stimulating. One of the fun things about getting outside the academic bubble, which I knew that I was not going to stay in academia. Even as a graduate student, I just knew that I needed to get out there. And there has been some judgments about me being a scientist running my own business. And how does that work as a scientist being in the world of business? Well, I can tell you that the way I run Astrolytical, it is so interesting and so challenging that I'm constantly intellectually stimulated because of all the great things that I get to learn. My job is to learn new things. It is to think critically about what I learn. And you can refer back to my previous video about how to spot a BS space company. It's all about thinking critically and evaluating and analyzing. My job is also to give data-driven, actionable advice to our clients. And all of that requires me to use my brain. And I'm always learning new things in new areas. And that is why being a space consultant has been my favorite job of all. If you want to learn more about being a space consultant, reach out to me. I'm happy to talk to you. And if you think you could benefit from a space consultancy that is getting our data-driven expert advice, then talk to us at astrolitical.com and we will help you out.